physically demanding healers, let's say. In terms of aim, you have to connect the shots to get the heals off, and then you have that sleep dart as well. Force people to take a nap. But Boston Uprising now, making progress, as you can see, on the payload. And it's really, oftentimes we see fights happen around the arch. It's looking like they wanted to go ahead and take a little bit of a poke earlier than that on Houston's side of things.
It's really interesting here is some of the kind of small interplay is going to be between Linkzr and Note. Can Note really deny a lot of the abilities of the Ana? But no matter, as Linkzr is the first to fall, the tank line for Boston just dominating, putting on so much pressure.
Wow. They're rolling over him at this point now. Boston, you get once those squishies are out in the open, if the communication is good on Boston's side, I mean, we've seen it all series long. Note, he's an assassin. He's going to dive right in there, jump right on top of him. And I mean, he's in a 2-ton mech. That's not a pleasant thing. So there we go. First point picked up for Boston.
It's Fusions and Note working well together that has impressed me the most. Now, these are tanks that we call vertical tanks, dive tanks, ultra-mobile tanks. They have the ability to get to high ground, then back down, as opposed to, say, a Reinhardt or a Zarya. So you're going to try to utilize that positional advantage your tanks are going to give you.
So we see change of position now for Houston Outlaws. Well, trying to maintain a position on this high ground for as long as possible. Whereas Boston just going to be trying to get that as much progress as possible out of this payload. AimGod has got his ultimate online. Notes does as well. It's on Houston's side, not quite there, but Danteh's got that grab. It just came into it, so we'll see how he's going to use it. Fusion's decided to go ahead, play some handball here, just batting them all over the place. And there's the grab, getting thrown out. That's Danteh kicking off the fight, looking for the combo with Cool Matt, but Boston Uprising completely dodged that one. They lose Kelix, and Fusions eventually gets hunted down. Same result in the end. They're going to back off and look for the reset.
They nano boost Raucus to make sure he lives through it. Nano boost, a burst heal, and then some invulnerability as well. It was an interesting attempt by Fusions to get to the back line and try to get attention from the other team. He knew he had Primal Rage at the ready so he could heal up to 1,000 at the press of a button. Just didn't work out because Houston was playing very disciplined.
Yes, Houston, good management. And now we're going to have the grab thrown in on Boston's side of things. Blase kicking it off with a kill on Muma. Self-destruct from Note, doesn't even need to find a target. Now they've killed that high-value tank. Cool Matt's going to go down as well. And this is great for Boston. They're going to be able to get some serious push now. Yeah, the question remains whether Houston's going to start using support ultimates here. Not with the deaths that just come out late. Now Houston's in a position, little nap on the cart, still pushing. Kelix is contributing. It's as good as it gets. You've been on road trips, Hex.
But Houston's in a good position to stabilize on this next fight. They're going to wait. They've got both support ultimates. Now both teams have both of their support ultimates up as well. So now it's just about timing and who gets more value out of those ultimates.
Danteh is fully charged up. The Angry Bees are ready to swarm. Muma going for the Primal right now to open things up. Definitely looking to try and take the fight to him. Going to land right on top of Axiom. Signs to play it safe, though. He's going to back off. Not a whole lot of work done there. Danteh's Graviton is up for the Houston Outlaws. Can be a game-winning kind of ultimate. And he throws it right into the doorway. Fusion's caught out in the open, cut off from AimGod. He will get overwhelmed. Great focus fire here from the Outlaws. And that's a strong start to the fight. That's exactly what they were looking for here. 2 minutes, 51 seconds on the clock for Boston Uprising. And they're right in front of the second point. So Boston trying to set up for this next fight. They don't have Transcendence, but they will have a Rally, a Graviton as well. Yeah. We'll see what they want to do order of operations-wise. The small counterplay here is Cool Matt versus Axiom. Axiom's going to try to hit a Graviton Surge, but Cool Matt with Defense Matrix can completely nullify it. Now, I like this from Boston Uprising. Change up the angle. Don't keep just running headfirst into a wall. There are different entry points here now that the payload has made it past the arch, but Muma's there to cut them off, at least in the doorway. Still, they're going to go for it. 9-0 boost in. Muma going to become a very tough target to kill, looking to do as much damage as possible. He will survive for now. The grab gets thrown in here by Axiom. Cool Matt will be the first to die. Sound barrier thrown in from Kelix as well, just making sure that his teammates have that extra health. And the grab gets thrown in by Danteh now, but there is no real follow-up apart from Muma, but he's going to just tickle him. That's not going to be good enough, and it's looking like Boston now going to make some more progress. That should have been a defining grab as well, because AimGod and Kelix did not have ultimate abilities up to heal their whole team. They both got very, very low, but actually nice play by Blase to stick around and inspire them with his healing on the Pepita to keep them alive. Now the tables have turned. They're going to continue to push onto this last point, add some time to the clock. Yeah, getting those spawn kills, always pleasant. Going to delay things further here for the Houston Outlaws, who will be now from spawning from right here in this room. Third point The circle there on the ground. That's where Boston are looking to push this truck. Now let's see, can they get it done? Note, surviving, taking a little bit of damage to kick things off. Cool Matt's got the ult. Danteh not quite up to the grab just yet, but it's only a moment's time before he's gonna get it. And this is the question, does he throw it out immediately or not? Already ult's getting thrown into the fight. Danteh finds the kill on Fusions, point blank. Muma, however, caught in the corner, dropping dangerously low, gonna get cut off from his team. And now Danteh just gonna go into the mix. Kelix and Note, everybody on Boston getting in on this fight. Wiping Houston Outlaws out.
There's the bell, there's the horn, there's the signal. That is a team kill. Boston eliminates every member of the Houston Uprising, and that was on a hint. If they didn't kill Muma there, I don't think they commit the Graviton Surge to it. The moment that comes across, they throw everything they got at it, and now we got 2 minutes left to finish.
Now they're caught out in the open. They do manage to get out of the angle just in time. Kelix with the sound barrier there, keeping everybody in it. So Boston Uprising now the ones to really start applying the pressure. Cool Matt getting D-mech'd isn't going to help things. No D-Matrix here. They don't have to worry about a grab just yet on Boston's side, but Axiom's doing the best he can to get that online quick. That could end it right here. He's getting close. Axiom, if he survives this, the rally doing a great job of keeping everybody up, and in the meantime, Boston just finding the kills. Axiom gets the grab, immediately throws it out, and this could be it. This could spell defeat for Houston Outlaws.
A fantastic rally, gives everyone the speed, they give all the armor right there too. A really nice play by Blase, even though not really the flashiest of heroes. Rapida absolutely necessary, and you can just absolutely see how well they're communicating. Let's check with our insider down on the floor.
Thanks, guys. You might be wondering out there who is shot calling for Boston since the Gamsu trade to Shanghai. Well, I talked to Coach Huck at the half, and he told me Axiom and Fusions have picked up the mantle because they're both very vocal main tanks, and the team communication is as solid as ever. So that's all I got for the insider down here. Back to you somewhere next.
Excellent, and that is it. You know, Fusions, I'm glad to see, you know, newly added to this roster, first time up on the Overwatch League stage, but he's still confident calling the shots. And when you have your main tank who's got that kind of confidence, I mean, he's right there in the thick of things. He's going to be spotting the details quicker than most, and you want to have that guy to be the one calling the shots.
You can see him chirping on the floor, and I think it's a very aggressive play style. You actually could see it in their gameplay that their target selection was working really well. Everybody's focused on one, then the next, then the next, then the next. And the issue is sometimes in comms and get a little bit muddy, as we say, where everyone's talking. Might as well be no one talking at that point, because you're talking too much, you're not listening. But it does seem like Boston's teamwork overall, facilitated by that communication, has been very strong.
Yeah, it's only getting better, and that is key moving into this current strategy where you're getting these big tanks. If you're gonna kill anything, you have to be coordinated. You have to be focusing them down. You know, on Houston's side, it's going to be them on the offense now. So 3 points on the board for Boston Uprising. Houston Outlaws looking to match that. They're going to be going home empty-handed. Bit of pressure here on the Outlaws. They've had a rough start to the season so far, so let's see. Will they be able to keep it together here? Already Boston with an aggressive hold this time around. Danteh in the back line, looking to get the hack. Exactly, that's the perfect target. Removes the shield, going to make life difficult now for Fusions, only just now, but then, hey, they're trading
kills, but Houston's going to come out. On top of this. It's a really long walk back for the defense to try to get in position to fight again. So now all Note wants to do is stall out as much as possible. When you're on the payload as the defense, it means the offense can't push it. You just want to be as annoying as humanly possible at this moment.
Well, Note and Kelix can both get into the fight fairly quickly once they respawn. It's up to the others now to run their way back to the arch. They're going to want to try and stop him at the arch, not let Houston Outlaws move through this choke point for free. But Boston now kind of hanging back.
Yeah, you see there's no Boston Uprising players on your screen because they're all regrouping, waiting at the end. Now it's time to get back in.
Now it's time to get back in, but Danteh's going to have that EMP. This could be brutal. Couple of seconds, he's in position to get it to work, but decides to back off and play it safe. Good call there from the Boston Uprising, but once again, the focus fire is too good. Houston Outlaws, despite it all, finding the kills. Danteh with a stylish play. Doesn't let Axiom get out intact. And now for the next fight, he's got the EMP.
The aggressive translocation ability to throw that out there, then morph to it right away. Gets him the kill, taking out those low targets. I think they planned on EMPing, then they're like, oh, wait, we got a couple kills, just save it. Just wait, hold on, no need.
I think he got caught. He was invisible, and I think he just took some damage. He came out of that, backed off immediately. timing didn't line up.
He was detected, but all things have worked out as Houston Outlaws now with several ultimate abilities up. Boston getting there as well, but Boston needs to win a fight to stabilize.
Here it is. Everybody up on the high ground like this. That's why he's going to get the EMP off. It's going to be good enough here for Houston Outlaws. 4-player silence. It does wear off eventually, though. Boston now trying to stick in it, but it's not going to happen. Note dies, and Houston Outlaws is going to make some really good progress here. If you're wondering why Note is just spinning in circles, he doesn't have to worry about reloading on the mech guns. He's just hoping to connect with Danteh.
Infinite ammo on the Diva. You can just hold down fire and spin in circles. The only downside being you're a little bit slower while you're doing so. However, Sombra, our invisible hero, when she takes damage, becomes very visible.
And now it is. Grabs in. Nades as well. Blase really trying to capitalize on this. He's going to be able to keep his tank alive, though. Note hanging on by a thread. Gets topped up. Sound barrier thrown in here by Boink as well, and it's just a chaos. Ult's getting thrown in left and right. 2 kills coming through from Boink. Getting it in, but Linkzr are going to get overwhelmed. The focus is solid on Boston's side as well. Linkzr dead means that it's looking like Houston Outlaws will have to back off. 3.5 minutes still on the clock.
That is the stabilizing fight that Boston needed. Threw a lot of resources into it, had to hold on to it. They will do just that. And now Blase on the Ana has his nano boost ready. Nano boost. Big burst healing right away if a target gets low, and then you do extra damage, you take less damage as well, and best of all, you glow a really cool shade of blue.
Get all electrified, powered up. We're saying, let's go. Oh, what a sleep. Get out of the fight. Let's go. Boston really looking to take it to him. Fusions, he did get boosted. Will be able to survive, though. Good focused healing coming through on him. Boston Uprising burning valuable time off the clock here for Houston Outlaws. Houston Outlaws not really with any ults on the line. It's going to be Fusions right now looking for an opening. Does he just chuck that shatter out in the open? If Muma's out of position, yep, sure enough, going to pin him behind the wall. Nothing coming of it, though, as the team has to rally around him, and Fusions cut off from his team a little bit too long there.
Boston has played so well when they play together and so poorly when they haven't. You saw the team get kind of cut in half and split apart from each other, and then those kills came in fast and quick for the Houston Outlaws as they will get to the second checkpoint and add some time to their clock. That is the goal for Houston. If they get to the end of our Dorado map, we will just do Dorado again with lesser time in the bank.
Positioning is going to be key now, but you're right to point out they need to stick together right now. Getting cut off, Fuse is trying to make plays. It's admirable. Sometimes it's just not going to work out, and that was the case there on the second point defense. Danteh, however, from on high, looking for the EMP, gonna find it. That's gonna open things up here for the Houston Outlaws. Immediately finding the kill on Fusions. The follow-up hack on Kelix, he's no good. Should be dying, but his team, Blase too good at keeping him up. Not gonna let him die for free.
This is a Houston 1 fight as well. They use EMP early on in that fight, and the problem for Boston is that they had just used Nano, unable to get any value out of that ultimate. If Boston wants to hold, it's going to be on the tanks. Notes, Fusions, Axiom, all coming online with their very impactful ultimate abilities.
They don't have a whole lot of room to maneuver, though, and it's looking good. Muma removing the shield. Sound barrier not quite there. Fusions does manage to survive, and it's Note throwing the self-destruct out, but that's not going to be a problem here for Houston. Follow-up point-blank shatter from Muma, and Houston Outlaws fighting back. Third point pick for them. They will tie it up 3-3.
We saw the ultimates come out late, but one ultimate that remained in their hands was Axiom's Graviton Surge. He died at 99%. Has to be absolutely gutted about it. Then they started using ultimates to stall and hope that the grab would come back. Not enough as Houston able to finish the battle.
Curious to see. A bit more experience on the Houston side in terms of a lineup. They've been in crunch time before. Wondering right now if Boston, they're feeling just a little shaky. Now that it's match point, it's on you to keep it together and get the job done.
Boston trying to close it out and get their first win of this Overwatch League 2019 season. We're on the cusp, but now we got to do Dorado again. You see the time banks, well, not right now, at the top of your screen. It's going to be 2.5 minutes to 1 minute and 20 seconds, which is a not insignificant number.
Well, we've seen, I mean, Boston are the ones who are struggling. Houston looks very clean. So Boston Uprising right now, minute 20. They got the job done on both Sky and Hex, right? They're capable. Just now it's exactly, are they clutch when it comes to finishing series? Can they bring it home? Can they finish it and get the job done? And that's what we're going to be watching for now as Boston last minute adjustments on their side of things. Houston Outlaws, it's looking like they're going to stick with Danteh on the Sombra. So they want to have those EMPs, they want to have those hacks. Those have been very effective so far. So we'll be keeping to that strategy. Boston Uprising, more of the same. Fusions on the Winston this time to give him that vertical aspect in his movement.
Just gonna try to push the cart here. Gonna wait until Danteh finds something, and then maybe you collapse on it. You also just give a little bit of push for free right now because there's no reason to really fight down on the point right now. They might just contest and wait for overtime, try to push them off and just end their push right there.
Could be exactly just hanging out. I mean, this is a bit more standard fare here from Houston. Looking for the kill. Fusion's way out there. Should be able to back off. He's got Note there to back him up as well, and they're just trying to run him over. Linkzr dropping dangerously low, and Linkzr will fall at the hands of Axiom, but they do trade it for Aim God on Houston's side. Boy, not gonna make it. And Boston now, this is an edge. Both supports, 2 supports at least, dead for Houston Outlaws is not gonna help things here.
Fusions does fall, but it's too little too late. Only 2 alive right now near the cart for the Houston Outlaws. As Boston continues to push, Raucus will be the next to fall cleaned up there. And that ominous music you hear in the background means that we are nearing overtime. Must stay on the cart or your offense is over.
Exactly right. They'll always have to keep a body alive on it. 5 seconds left. Houston could go for the challenge. EMP is here, as you can see. Danteh looking for that high-value target. Aim God would be pretty good. Yep, goes straight for Aim God. Eliminates him immediately. Does not get the follow-up hack, but the kills are coming through here for Houston Outlaws off the back of it. The self-destruct kill on Kelix. And Boston Uprising, it's looking like this is where it's going to end for them.
We do have a self-destruct on the point trying to remake. Raucus glowing with that nano on him, trying to get as much damage done as humanly possible. Being really annoying are the Boston tanks who somehow just won't die. Can they buy enough time for their team to reinforce?
Down barrier thrown in, gonna make it tough for Houston to die at this point. Raucus on that high ground, chucking in the orb. Self-destruct kill on Fusions, that's big. Boston Uprising still battling back though. A follow-up EMP from Danteh. A couple of them hacked. They have to play careful on Boston's side. Houston doing a good job of keeping it together.
There's no way that Boston's able to pull this one back. I'm surprised they've been in the fight this long as well. They've got a Hammond on the cart trying to stall out, but without kills, it's going to be over. Yet another nano boost comes in on Muma.
It's been bonkers how fast these ults have been coming online for both of these teams, but certainly this has got to be it. Houston Outlaws, they need to get the kill on Kelix, who's playing clever, hiding behind the cart. Note trying to boost his way back into the fight as well. Finally, Kelix goes down, and that will be it. Half a meter from the first point is where that push will get stalled out.
Houston Outlaws trying to treat us to a map number 5. If they're able to make more progress on the payload on this escort map, we will be going to map 5 indeed as our tiebreakers. This one has been as close can be.
Back to the first style of map that we saw in this series, Control, King of the Hill style. And while we saw Houston Outlaws look very good on that map style, so this may favor Houston in the long run. But we were in a similar situation with Houston just even a couple days ago, so we'll see.
I love Fusion's aggressive play style. However, I wonder if it hurts them sometimes, especially on Winston. His Reinhardt play style is really good because the ultimate is so valuable. Being aggressive does more damage, charges the ult faster. He gets shatters up every minute, as we've seen in the past. However, on Winston being that aggressive and the ultimate a little less impactful, hurts them, and he's died most of anyone in the game right now, and 13 deaths so far in Dorado.
And that's the thing you need to keep. Again, we were touching on this going into the match. We were touching on this prior. It's just the tanks. You need to keep those tanks up. But it's the crowd control of Earthshatter as well. It's such a huge difference maker. Not only is it a bit of damage, but it's knocking people over. It's stunning them. It's not allowing them to use abilities. Still, Boston, we'll see if they can hold. They've got a lot of work ahead of them here. 2 minutes, 30 seconds for Houston Outlaws. Curious to see, are we going to get a change of strategy here? No, Danteh is going to be sticking to the Sombra. Looks like Coolmat is going to be the one going over to the Zarya. And once again, Danteh right at home in the back line. Hey, that's a big hack. Axiom out of the fight immediately almost. Has to play very carefully.
Pretty good, but Boston gets the first 2 kills there while their entire team remains intact. So right now, a very good defense. They're holding very far forward because if they lose one fight, they'll still have a chance to come back and defend on the second half of this map as we dip below 2 minutes left in the time bank.
Exactly. Linkzr looking for the back line right now. Sure enough, they know where Danteh's playing from, so it's just something to keep an eye on. Aim God dropping low, the focus is great. Danteh eventually takes him out of the fight. Aim got out of it, Blase as well. Boston Uprising now losing players, and Fusions will be the one to follow without the supports there to help him out, to keep him topped up. Houston Outlaws now. Took them a moment to adjust. They've donated a minute, but now they win the first engagement. The first real engagement, that is. And we're going to get into the thick of things here. Minute and 20 seconds now for Houston Outlaws.
Well, it's going to be Reinhardt versus Reinhardt here. Both Earth Shatters are up and ready to use. Earth Shatter does not go through shield, so it's generally a dance between Rhine v Rhine, sometimes called the Rhine games, like the Mind games that they're going to be playing against each other, but a big shatter from either side can seal it.
Oh, what a monster EMP! They're going to get wiped out, Boston. They tried to get aggressive and run right in on Houston, but Danteh punishes them. The whole team collapses on the defense, and Houston Outlaws now, it's looking like we're going to get a map 5, Hex.
EMP makes all things possible. EMP is the opposing tank. Shield drop, Shatter down, wins the fight.
Danteh once again showing why he's one of the best Sombras in the business. His position is always where he needs to be.